Pull out a $100 bill. Just hold it in your mind for a second. That's it, $100. And no, this isn't just inflation. Now imagine it's 1990. You walk into a grocery store with that same bill. You are loaded. Steaks, cereal, bread, milk, orange juice, snacks for the week, change left over. Real change. Now do that today. Walk into any grocery store in America with a $100 bill and try to feed a family for a week. You come out with 2 bags, maybe 3 if you stuck to store brands and skipped the meat. And you're standing in that parking lot doing the math thinking, what just happened? You're feeling this right now, and that feeling isn't in your head. Something is actually wrong. Way bigger than you think. Because here's what they keep telling you. That's just inflation. Prices go up. That's how economies work. Sure, a little inflation? Normal. Expected. But what's happening right now? This isn't that. Your paycheck buys less every single year. Your rent goes up. Your groceries go up. Your insurance, your car payment, all going up. And somehow, your boss is talking about a 2% raise like he's doing you a favor. Your money is losing value every single week. At the pump, at the store, opening a bill, checking your account after a totally normal month thinking, where did it all go? But here's what nobody's actually explaining to you. This isn't just inflation. This is something different. And once you see how it actually works, you're never looking at a price tag the same way again. 1971. Most people skip right past this year. But quietly, in August of 1971, Nixon took the US dollar off the gold standard. Before that, every dollar was backed by physical gold. The government couldn't just make more money without having more gold to back it up. After 1971, no limits. And here's where it gets weird. Every time there was a crisis after that, a recession, a crash, a pandemic, the answer was always the same. Print more money. Stimulate the economy. 2008 financial crisis? The Fed pumped over $700 billion into the banks. The banks, not you. 2020? The US printed more money in a single year than in its entire previous history combined. Over $3 trillion in months. Think about it simply. 10 apples, $10. Each apple costs $1. Double the dollars to 20, still 10 apples? Now each apple costs 2. The apples didn't change. You didn't change. The money changed. And every time they print, your savings, your salary, your $100 bill quietly loses a little more power, like a slow leak in a tire. You don't feel it happening, and then one day, you're on the side of the road wondering how you got here. But wait, that's only half the story, because this is where everything changes. The companies figured it out too. Your grocery store looks like it has hundreds of choices. 40 cereals, 20 shampoos, 30 frozen meals. But almost every single one of those brands, owned by just 10 companies. Kellogg's, Nestle, Unilever, Procter & Gamble. 10 giants who quietly bought up everything. Nobody talks about this part. Same with housing. After 2008, massive investment firms started buying single-family homes. Not 1 or 2, hundreds of thousands of them. Cash offers, entire neighborhoods. And then they became your landlord. Your landlord who answers to shareholders, not to you. So now you've got money that's worth less in a market where the biggest players eliminated the competition. No pressure to keep prices down. No reason to. Because where are you going to go? In 2023, grocery prices jumped over 25% in just 3 years. But those same grocery chains reported record profits during that same period. Prices went up. Profits went up. Your paycheck? Didn't move. Rent since 2020 alone, up over 30%. Wages over the same period? Up about 16% if you were lucky. And eggs. I know it sounds like a meme, but eggs became the symbol for all of this. Because everyone buys them, everyone noticed, everyone felt it. $2 a dozen to over $5. And when people asked why, the answer was avian flu. Okay, sure. But the largest egg producer in the US, Cal-Maine Foods, reported a 718% increase in profits during the same period. Bird flu, huh? Here's your deep breath moment. Because this is the part most people feel in their gut but can't quite say out loud. It's all connected. The money printing inflated the prices. The corporate consolidation killed competition. The housing buyouts removed supply. The wage growth lagged. Intentionally, quietly, systematically. And the result is you, working more than your parents did, spending more, saving less, and somehow feeling like you're the one doing something wrong. You're not. But here's what makes it so psychologically brutal. When prices rise slowly, over years and decades, you don't blame the system, you blame yourself. I should cook more, cut the subscriptions, stop buying coffee, work harder, be better with money. And meanwhile, the system keeps doing exactly what it's been doing. Your parents had a simple story. Work hard, save money, buy a house, raise kids, retire, okay. Not glamorous, but real, achievable. That story is gone. Not because people got lazier, not because this generation doesn't want to work, but because the rules changed. Completely, silently, without anyone calling a vote. You showed up ready to play by the old rules and found out the board was different. Nobody told you, you just found out. That's the part that doesn't just make people sad, it makes them angry. And here's what scares me about the next 10 years. None of the underlying stuff got fixed. The debt is still growing. The consolidation is still happening. Mergers, buyouts, every year. The housing supply is still controlled. Wages are still lagging. The next generation entering the workforce right now, starting from an even harder position than you did. $100. That's where we started. One bill, one number. And it became this entire web of decisions made by people in rooms you never got to sit in, that quietly, steadily, changed what your money means. That $100 bill in your pocket still says $100. The number didn't change, but what it means? That's the part they don't put on the bill. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. So I want to know, when did you first really feel this? The grocery store? Rent going up? Your first paycheck out of college? Tell me in the comments, because a lot of people are feeling this and thinking it's just them. It's not just you. It's all of us.